everybody, Attorney Brandon White here with the law offices of Brandon White. Hope everyone's doing well out there. If you haven't already, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the great content that we're going to be putting out every week. I promise it'll be some good, valuable information. Also, in the show notes, if we do reference any important links, I'll make sure I include that in there as well. So let's get started. Today's topic is reckless driving, and it's based on a lot of calls we get into the firm day in and day out. I'm Attorney Brandon White.
And I'm Attorney Jared Ahern.
How you doing, Jared?
Doing pretty good, Brandon.
Good. Here talking about reckless driving. Now, you'd agree we get quite a few calls into the firm about this type of violation. Would you agree?
Quite a few, and not a lot of people really know what it is or why they got it.
Let's define it. What does Arizona define reckless driving as being?
So the actual definition of the statute is pretty vague, and I will read it to you. It is one sentence. A person who drives a vehicle in a reckless disregard for the safety of people or property. So the word reckless is used in the definition of the term reckless driving. And nowhere is the word reckless very strictly defined.
And that can cause maybe some confusion, right? I mean, what one officer may think would be driving in reckless disregard may not be what another officer would view that as, right? Does it leave
right? Yeah, we get a lot of people who call in and they'll say, I got a ticket for reckless driving. Yes, I was speeding, or yes, I maybe changed lanes pretty drastically, but I don't think that's reckless. And some officers may think it is, and some officers may think it's not. A lot of times they'll just write you that ticket for reckless driving and leave it for the prosecutor or the court to decide whether or not you were being reckless.
That leaves a lot of open for interpretation. First-time consequences. Let's say someone calls us, people are listening out there, they just got a reckless driving ticket. What are the first-time offense consequences? What should they be facing?
Right. So reckless driving is one of the more severe tickets you can get in a vehicle, barring DUIs and things like that. Reckless driving, first off, it will put 8 points on your license. 8 points is a lot. If you get to 12 points within a year, your license is automatically suspended through the MVD. But with reckless driving, regardless of the points, the judge also has the ability to suspend your license for 90 days just on his own. It is a Class 2 misdemeanor, so there's substantial fines and potential for jail time with that as well.
Right. Not to mention the potential consequences on your insurance rates, right?
Right.
Any chance the insurance company can to raise your rates, a lot of times they will. So that's a first-time offense.
Yes.
And I hate to say it, but we still get a lot of calls from people that it's their second go-around, meaning second time being charged with reckless driving within a certain amount of time. What kind of consequences are they facing for that?
Correct. So, like most things, if you do them over and over again, the consequences get worse. So, a second conviction for a reckless driving becomes a Class 1 misdemeanor. So that's actually the same category as a standard DUI. There's a minimum of 20 days of jail. The fines are increased substantially. Your insurance is hurt worse. And the MVD will actually revoke your license. So your license will be suspended. The judge gets no say in that. Even if you have no other points besides this violation, your license will be suspended.
And it's not like that with a lot of other states, right? A lot of other states, their equivalent of reckless driving is just a simple traffic ticket.
Yeah, that actually goes for a lot of things. Arizona probably takes their traffic more seriously than a significant number of other states do.
So knowing that, and we get calls from people all across the country, and even tourists that are foreigners that are just here visiting, and they get tagged with a reckless driving ticket and they get released, and then only later do they Google it and realize,
yes,
uh-oh, this is much more serious than I thought. How have we been able to help our clients, or when you're given a reckless driving case, what's your approach? What are some defenses? What kind of things can we do?
So the first thing we like to do is figure out exactly why you were given the ticket. Like I said, it's a very vague statement. So I've had people say, I was driving 90 and the officer gave me a ticket because I had a passenger in the vehicle. Which the statute says if you're endangering people, it can be reckless. So maybe the officer interpreted it that way. But every situation is different, so we like to figure out why you were given the ticket,
right,
and then talk about whether or not we can argue that that isn't actually reckless behavior. typically reckless driving comes along with a criminal speeding ticket. Criminal speeding ticket, significantly less impactful. 3 points on your license, class 3 misdemeanor, really no danger of license suspension or anything like that. So if we can reduce it to a criminal speeding ticket, that's usually one of our strategies, just to get this reduced as much as possible. If the ticket was written for something like weaving in and out of traffic or tailgating somebody, crossing over double lines and things like that, there's also the possibility we can get it reduced to multiple non-criminal tickets, whether it just be speeding and lane changes, things like that. So really the first step is to determine what was going on when you got the ticket and why did the officer think that may have been reckless.
And I mean, because this is a criminal case, what we've noticed, or at least on my end when I'm fielding these calls and talking to folks, they don't realize that it follows the same path through the court system as a criminal case. So it's assigned to a prosecuting attorney.
That's correct.
Right?
So through the prosecutor, we're able to get police reports, any sort of video that may be there, all of that information. So we have a bit of leeway, and we can actually negotiate directly with the prosecutor. That way it's not just us or you dealing with the officer who cited you.
And I mean, in that case, the state is represented by an attorney to further its interest to justice. Why shouldn't you have an attorney as well, too? So, good information. I appreciate Jared. If you'd like a free strategy session, we offer those complimentary. Give us a call. It's 866-336-2078 or online at azticketlawyer.com. For now, it's attorney Brandon White
and attorney Jared Ahern.
Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Thanks, guys.